Yeah, g'day everybody. Farmer Wade here for Billboard Battalion. Today is the 11th of September 2025, and we're coming to you today from headquarters here at Koyuga. So we want to talk today a bit about our flags. We've done a number of things recently where we've had the blue flag up, and we did a heap of stuff from Parliament House in Canberra where we've been there doing a fair bit over the last couple of sessions, and it's come up as a bit of a bone of contention with only a small handful of people about whether we've got the red flag or the blue flag. So I just wanted to have a bit of a quick chat about that. So we've quite often we've been to a lot of rallies. We've run a lot of rallies, a lot of convoys. We've run a lot of protests where we've had many people in attendance, and people have just been their own choice. So some people take the red flag, some people will take the blue flag, others will bring a combination of some of them, plus also they might bring the Eureka flag from the Ballarat stockades. The Eureka stockades of Ballarat. So, we've sort of all got on pretty well doing what we want to do in that regard. But we've just got a couple of things are happening here where, a few people are getting just a little bit narky about what flag we're using. So I just wanted to talk about that and say, well, when Billboard Battalion does things, quite often, I'll have both the red and the blue flag there. So just because I know that Australia, there are so many people who are for the blue one and a much smaller number for the red. But at the end of the day, we try and cater for everybody as best we can. So I've spoken to a number of people about the red flag over the years. So we get a lot of commentary on what we're doing from Steve, who he's very well versed in a lot of this stuff, particularly the Constitution, the coat of arms. That yes, the coat of arms was changed. Our government was changed. Different crowns on different things, they've been changed. A lot has happened in that time frame. So we really want to have a look at some of these discussions, and I just wanted to say some of the things that that we've been doing. We did some coverage from Parliament House there just recently, and it was unbeknownst to me National Flag Day. I didn't know that was coming up. So anyway, we did some coverage from Parliament House, which has pretty well sparked a lot of this stuff because they fly all the blue flags and so on. And it's interesting to note that just recently in the Australian Senate, Jacinta Namatjira-Price wore a blue Australian flag into the Senate over her shoulders, stirred up a fair bit of a hornet's nest. And we had one of the Greens there who went crook and said, well, look, if she can wear the blue Australian flag into the Senate, then he should be able to wear the Palestinian flag. So I think, we need to be very, very careful that we do have Australian flags and not have all that sort of thing, particularly in our national capital, whether you go for the new Parliament House or old one. We can't have senators who are doing that because I think under Section 44 of the Constitution, they are then aligning with a foreign power, which means that they shouldn't be in the Senate. They shouldn't be in the government, if my understanding of that is correct. So there's a lot happening with regard to flags. There's a lot of people marched across the Sydney Harbour Bridge recently, and some set fire to the blue Australian flags. And I've asked people what they think about that, and I think overwhelmingly most people are abhorred of that. They're just that's disgusting and disgraceful, to the point where some people now are trying to make it an actual offence to set fire to our flag. So, one of the issues that I get thrown up quite regularly is that, our Anzacs fought under the red ensign flag. And, I get told every now and again that if it was completely disrespectful to our Anzacs to use a blue one. So I just would like to say that, I talk to many ex-soldiers and that who have fought under the blue one. So, I mean, this thing's a bit of a mess. But the bottom line, I think, in terms of Anzacs, is where our country is at. And, a few people rightly point out the Anzacs fought and died for our country, and they'd be very disappointed to see a blue flag here. But I think that at the end of the day, the most important thing is to understand that our country is now fair and square under attack. We are right on the precipice of losing Australia. So I think that the most important thing to say is our Anzacs would be so disappointed, absolutely dismayed and horrified, really, if we lost Australia, what they gave us, what they sacrificed their life, their blood, their everything they've got for. If we were arguing, squabbling over a flag, the colour of it, instead of actually defending, coming together and defending the land itself, our country, our way of life, and that is on the line right now. So that's just some of the things I wanted to. I just wanted to say about that because, we need to come together. We've had a lot of discussion about this, and I think that a number of people are starting to put a few differences aside and come together because they realise and recognise how much danger we're in. So when we talk about the sacrifice of our Anzacs and lest we forget, well, I think that means we have to put up the fight to keep what they gave us, the enormous sacrifices they made. So, right now, our families are in danger. Our country is in danger of being lost. The one world government is breathing down our neck. And, when we get people talk about the Constitution, we've all but had the Constitution stolen from us. The people who want a one world government, and this is their objectives: a one world government where Australia does not exist as a country. You have no flags, you have no parliament, you have no coat of arms, you have no anything. This is part of the deal, and I'd say to people that we really, really need to start punching together as one person. As one group, because the risk that we run is that we will lose Australia, or we'll end up with one flag will be flying over this country. It won't be either the red or the blue. It will be a pale blue flag with a white globe on it and a few other bits and pieces. That will be the flag of the United Nations. And that is very, very seriously where we are going. And I know there's a lot of people who have, opinions one way or another on red and blue, but we're just around the corner of having none of our Australian flags flying here. We're losing our country, and as I said, we'll have a flag of the United Nations or the World Health Organization flying over Australia. So I, for one, have no intentions on trying to wrestle each other to death on the colour of our flag. And I know there's certainly arguments for all sorts of things, and points for all sorts of things. But the most important thing is we keep our country. And whether it's a red flag or a blue flag, we need to keep our freedoms, and we need to keep our national identity, and we need to keep our people safe, and we need to maintain our culture. And if we fail to do that, And I know that, as I said, there's many people who go for the blue flag and many for the red. But I think that we need to not worry so much about arguing about that as arguing about keeping the UN or the WHO flag off our soil, because that is the battle we're in right now. And I, for one, I will be fighting as best we can to try and defend everything our Anzacs gave us and everything our soldiers have given us over the time, our military, sorry. So I'll just say that this coming weekend, there's going to be the Australia Unites Against Government Corruption rallies are going on. Just recently, they had the March for Australia. Well, government corruption is absolutely where it's at. And it's good to see that some people and some groups are starting to put a few differences aside and come together to fight for our country against illegal criminals who occupy a lot of the parliaments, and rally people and say we need to fight back against this, because many of them are just agents for foreign hostile entities. So next Saturday, the 13th of September 2025, there's going to be a lot of these rallies happening all over Australia. And I will be speaking in Melbourne at Parliament House, on the steps of Parliament House, next Saturday, the 13th, to try and unite Australia against the corruption that is our governments and everything they're doing to us. I'll be also there with a number of other speakers, and I think things starts at 12 o'clock. So for people who want to get in, that's what's going to be happening next Saturday, the 13th of September. So it would be really, really great to see as many people as possible there. We're in terrible, terrible situations here, and we need to move forward together. Some people like the blue flag, some like the red. So let's just not worry about who carries which one or what have you. We need to unite and do everything we can to fight for this country while it's still there. So I'll just say that let's see if we can get everybody to Melbourne or Sydney or all the other locations where this is going to be happening. And yeah, that's about as much as I can say about that. Hopefully we can see everybody there. So just remember that we've got a lot of people who have laid their lives down for our country under different flags, and we need to respect that with all of them. I'm not really all that interested in having a whole lot more discussion about red and blue. I think we need to worry about, we're all Australians here. We need to fight for our country. This is where it's at. So if people can put their differences aside, and I'm not really sure what has actually made this happen, because as I said, we've done many, many rallies and people have brought their own flags, whichever colour they like, and I don't remember anyone ever saying anything or having a problem with that. So we need to get back to that, because this is so serious. All right, everybody. Thanks very much to everybody, and we might pull a pin there and call it quits. I'll be back tomorrow with another live. We've also got some other stuff to put up, and we'll see everybody the next time we're doing our